Tonight, at this table in this room, my niece laid her husband's anniversary speech in front of me, and on the last page I saw the real plan. Sign here. Lose your home. Aunt Pearl, please read it, she says, pushing the folder across this table with both hands. I'm Pearl. I keep quiet eyes on papers people want rushed. My niece, Hannah, sits in this chair, still in her work clothes, mascara smudged from crying. On top of the stack is a printed speech with the title 25 Years Together. Underneath, I can see more pages, heavier paper, with little flags where someone wants a signature. Her husband calls this a surprise for their anniversary dinner. Hannah's fingers drum on this table, fast and shaky. He said he wants to honor our journey in front of everyone, she says. But I heard him on the phone with his mother. They said, other things. I do not touch the pen they brought. I touch the edge of this table and feel for the groove where my own wedding ring once tapped before my divorce. Start in the middle, I tell her, right where it started to feel wrong, not the beginning of your love story. Hannah sniffles, nods. Last week, she says, I woke up and he was in the hallway, on the phone. He told his mother. She won't see it coming. The speech softens her. Then we get her to sign while the lawyer is waiting at home. She twists her hands together. They were talking about our condo like it was a prize. I keep my voice slow because panic likes fast air. What did his mother say? I ask. She said, make sure she doesn't suspect anything until the very end. The lawyer can't help you if she has time to think. Hannah closes her eyes. She sounded excited, like this was sport. The word tastes bitter in this room. I look at the neat stack in front of us. Pages for a romantic speech on top. Something sharper underneath. And before that? I ask. Any hints? Hannah nods. She came to our place and asked where we keep the condo papers. She kept saying, it's good to know where things are in case something happens. I have heard that, in case something happens, line before in this room, from a cousin who wanted my spare bedroom on paper just for emergencies. We did not sign anything. I lean back in this chair. Tell me about the condo, I say. Who bought it? Whose name is where? Hannah wipes her face with her sleeve. My parents paid for it, she says. They transferred the money to the lawyer. The deed was in my name first. We added Leo 2 months later after we got married. She stares at her hands. His mother acts like they built it together. I nod once. Your parents gave that roof to you. That detail matters more than any speech. I slide the top page, the speech, toward me and read the first lines. Friends, tonight I want to be honest about our marriage. My skin prickles. I have lived long enough to know honest is sometimes a knife word. I flip ahead. In the margin, near the end, someone has written, pause here for effect. Hannah watches my face. You think he'll humiliate you and then bring out papers? I say. She nods. His mother said, after that speech, she won't dare make a scene. She'll sign just to escape. I tap the stack. Good. Then we write your scene here first, in this room, at this table. We don't let them improvise your life. I set the speech aside and pull out the papers underneath. The print is smaller. There is no title with hearts. Mutual Separation Understanding, the heading says. I read the clauses out loud, slowly, so Hannah hears every word. Party A, that's Leo. will retain full rights to primary residence. Party B, that's her, relinquishes any present and future claim to occupancy or equity in exchange for a one-time gift of… I squint. A travel voucher? I look up. They want your share of the condo in trade for a holiday? Hannah nods, cheeks burning. To start my new life, his mother said. She thinks I'll be too ashamed to argue in front of people. In this room, shame shrinks under light. I open my drawer and take out a small notebook. The cover is bent from years of use. When my own marriage cracked, I tell Hannah, I went to a legal clinic and came back to this table with 3 questions written down. I didn't trust my memory, only my notes. I flip to a page near the front. They work for any big money choice, especially when someone is rushing you. I turn the notebook so she can see. What do I lose? Who gains power? Can I change my mind later? The letters are big, written on a night my hands shook. I place the notebook to the left, the separation papers in the middle, and the speech to the right, like 3 players at this table. Let's test your husband's plan, I say. First question, what do you lose if you sign this? Hannah swallows. My home, she says. My address. My half. She pauses. My grandparents' gift. The place my mother painted for us when we moved in. The place I am supposed to be thrown out of after his big speech. Tears roll down her face, but her voice is clearer now. I lose my roof. I nod. Good. Say it like that again, but this time imagine you're reading it to a judge, not to me. She repeats the sentence, slower. Second question, I say. Who gains power if you sign? Hannah does not hesitate. Leo, she says, and his mother, and this Mr. Hayes they keep whispering about. She frowns at the page. The moment I sign, they hold the house, and I hold a ticket to a resort I don't even want to visit. Her mouth twists. They also get to tell a story about how they took care of me after the divorce. I nod. People who hurt you often want credit for being kind. These papers seem written for that story. Third question, I say. Can you change your mind later? I scan the document again. Near the bottom, in light grey, I find it. This agreement is final and irrevocable upon signature. I read. No amendments, except by written consent of both parties. Hannah closes her eyes. So if I sign after he calls me boring and ungrateful in front of everyone, she says, I can't come back here to this room 2 days later and undo it. Her shoulders sag. That's why they want the lawyer waiting at our place. They want me cornered. I shut the folder. Then our answer is simple, I say. We do not sign anything on a night built to break you. Hannah lets out a shaky laugh. You make it sound easy, she whispers. Saying no in front of 100 people is not easy. I reach across this table and take her hand. We are not starting with 100 people, I say. We are starting with 2, you and me, in this room. I tap the notebook. We have time before that dinner. Time to move your money into an account only in your name. Time to make copies of his messages. Time to speak with a lawyer who works for you. Her eyes widen. You think I should see someone now? I nod. Tomorrow. Bring these papers. Bring your questions. Bring a pen that is yours. But if I go to a lawyer, she says, isn't that like admitting the marriage is over? I sigh. Hannah, your husband already booked a hall, hired a host, and wrote a speech about how you're not his match. He is not wondering if it's over. He is rehearsing his victory run. I lean back in this chair. Seeing a lawyer is not breaking the marriage. It is getting a map in case he pushes you off the road. I remember my own map. The time Mr. Perry spread deeds and statements on this table and explained, in slow words, that my house was mine before my ex ever appeared on a document. Maps feel scary until the storm starts, I add. Then you're glad you have them. Hannah pulls her phone from her pocket. I copied some of their chats, she says. Would that help? She scrolls, then lays the phone on this table so I can read. His mother's messages blink in blue bubbles. Once she signs the waiver, she's out, one says. Hayes says the key is to announce the divorce right after the toast, so she freezes. Another message. We'll tell everyone she wanted to leave the city anyway. Hannah's hands tremble. They're already writing my reasons for me, she whispers. I slide the phone back toward her. Good, I say. Let them write. You will bring the original script to someone who can use it. I pull a fresh index card from my own stack and place it in front of us. Now we write your policy? I say. It has to fit on this card. If it can't fit here, it's too complicated to follow while you're shaking. I write 3 short lines, reading them aloud as the pen moves. 1. I do not sign legal papers at parties. 2. I do not give up my home without neutral advice. 3. If someone surprises me with a speech, I do not answer with a signature. I slide the card to her. These are not their rules. These are yours. Hannah traces the words with her finger. What if he corners me in the car afterward? She asks. Or his mother cries and says I'm destroying the family if I refuse. I think for a moment, then add a 4th line to the card. 4. I do not sign when I feel small or scared. I only sign when I feel steady. I tap the last word. You will not feel steady in the parking lot of a hotel, I say, so the rule will catch you. She nods slowly. So if he hands me a pen while everyone is clapping, she says, my line is, what? I push the speech back into the center of this table. Let's rehearse, I say. He finishes talking. People clap. He tries to hand you a pen and these papers. You stand up. What do you want your first sentence to be? Hannah chews her lip. Maybe, I won't be signing anything tonight, she says. Good start, I say. Add 1 calm reason. Short. She breathes in. I won't be signing anything tonight, she repeats, because big decisions about my home will only be made in a quiet room with my lawyer present. We sit with the words. In this room, they sound clear and strong. Again, I say. We repeat until her voice stops shaking. We spend the next hour at this table like 2 women learning a song. I play the crowd. I play his mother. I play the lawyer at the door. Hannah answers each version with the same 3 lines, sometimes needing to glance at the card, sometimes not. What if he says I'm ungrateful after all he gave me? She asks. Then you say, I am grateful, and I still do not sign under pressure. What if he says everyone will think I'm cruel? Then you say, they may, but I will still have a lawful roof. The more we practice, the less space his words seem to take up in this room. Finally, Hannah leans back in this chair, exhausted. I still feel sick, she admits, but I also feel less trapped. I nod. That's what a plan is, not magic, just a bigger room inside your head. I take the notebook back and flip to a fresh page. One more thing, I say. What do you want if he goes through with his speech? She blinks. I want out, she says slowly. But on my terms. I want my name to stay on the deed. I want my half of our joint money. I want my grandmother's ring. I want him to pay off any secret debts he took in our name. I write each item down, one per line. You will take this list with you to your lawyer, I say. The clock in this room ticks past midnight. Hannah stands, then hesitates, fingertips resting on this table. What if he changes his mind? She asks. What if tomorrow he's sweet and says he was just stressed and the speech was a joke? I meet her gaze. Then your answer stays the same, I say. No signing tonight. Neutral helper for big choices. No giving up your home in a rush. I walk her to the door and press the index card into her hand. This, I tell her, does not change because his mood does. She nods, tucking it into her pocket like a small shield. When she leaves, the room grows quiet again. I come back to this table and straighten the leftover pages, my own notebook on top. If you are listening from your own chair, with someone planning a grand speech and a quiet trap, hear this. You are allowed to prepare in advance. You are allowed to move your money, to call your own lawyer, to write your own rules on a small card. You do not owe anyone a signature as a thank you for 25 years. You owe yourself a safe place to sleep. Let them plan their show. You can plan your answer here, in this room, at this table.